Welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be doing a stock analysis of Credo Technology Group. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and of course remember this isn't a financial advice, this is pure entertainment and educational purposes. Now if you don't know what Credo Technology Group does, well, they're making fiber optic cable for companies like Nvidia and other hyperscalers and AI like Google, Meta and so on and so forth, and they are absolutely incredible. Now just look at this, it was trading back in 35 back in April of this year, and just look at now, it is at 115. That is absolutely crazy. As you can see, it did peak back here in 2024, early 2025 at 86, and then it had this bit of a bad patch, even though they did quite amazing on earnings. Now, if we make this graph even bigger at 4 hours, just look at this. First publicly traded back in 2022, increased all the way up here to 86, and then it took a huge crash down here, down by more than 50%. And since that point, it has just risen nicely. Now, it is not at the peak anymore, as it was up here back at 128. And I do think that it's going to happen quite slowly and quite surely, but I do think it's going to increase here with, I'll give it maybe to the middle of September. I do think it's going to be back at peak. And if it beats the peak up here, who's to say where the stock is going to go, because then it would be the highest ever traded. Now, something you should be a bit careful of in this stock is the beta. Just look at this. 3.12. This means this stock is 312% as volatile as the average stock. Now, as well down here, the RSI, just look at this. Absolutely amazing performance most of the time. Now, if you don't know what the RSI is, that is the relative strength index. Something between 70 and 50. It's in the upper channel, meaning the stock is going upwards, as you can see right here and right here. Now, if it's between 50 and 30, it's in lower channel, meaning the stock is trading downwards down here. But something you are going to note on this is see how often it trades up here and overbought and down here and oversold. It peaks quite a lot. That's of course because the beta here is absolutely insane. Now you should know this company market cap is 19.81 billion. Of course, it was a lot less 3 years ago, but overall it has just been performing like crazy. And you can see that down here in earnings. Just look at this. Beat it by 1%, then 34%, then 42%, and then 27%. So just quite nice. Look at the annual here, as you can see, they just improved the margins more and more and more. And then last year they actually made money. And as you can see here, they made money in the revenue. That is right here. As you can see, that is by far the biggest process of their money, which is digital signal processor technologies. And it is insane how much money they're going to make from this. And I do think this is going to be the next Nvidia or Palantir. I definitely think that it's going to be Credo Technology Group, even though it has risen quite nicely this year. And look at the countries it is in. It is quite huge in places like Hong Kong, and also quite huge in places like the United States. And China is also very huge. And I think that's a great thing for it to be, because I think sometimes we see a bit of tariff problems with China, but the fact that they're already so hard and large in China and also Taiwan is quite nice to see. And as you can see just down here how much they make their money, and they're also a bit in Mexico, but they haven't sold there in the past few years. Now, if we go into the overview, as you can see right here, they have virtually zero debt, $16 million in debt, and 431 million in cash and equivalents, which is absolutely crazy. As you can see, 622 employees, and it is just 11 years old, which means it is growing quite huge. But at this point, their PE ratio is insane at 409, and the PS is 47. It is quite large, but overall, I do think it is going to continue to increase. Now, if we roll down here, over here, and look at the seasonals, as you can see, every year is positive, up by 10%, 49, 62, and 265. It is very highly rated at the moment. But I think if we see some hiccups in the AI world, I do think this one is going to take a huge hit. This is a very volatile stock, and you should only buy this if you absolutely believe in it. And I do think it's going to be crazy in the future, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see one of those again, where it takes a 50% haircut and just falls. Now, technical for this stock at the moment is a buy, which shouldn't surprise you, and for the month it is still a buy. It is just performing like absolute crazy. The analyst trading down here, as you can see, it is 10 strong buys and 2 buys, and we're already over the average estimated amount. Maybe we're going to go even higher, or maybe we're going to see a crash. If we were to see a crash, the next proper support level is right down here, about where the stock tanked. Actually, as you can see right here, we have some peaks. So the next proper support level would be around those peaks around here. Just look at this. That would mean the stock would have to fall from how much all the way down here. So what is that? $75. Of course, we don't want that to happen, but that would be the average price it should fall to. If we see a total crash, then the next support level, let me find that. How does that look? The next proper support level is actually down here. We have a small support level down here, but if we can't hold that, then it's going to be all the way down here and about $24. So if this company falls, it's going to fall a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. Now, if you look at the EPS, just look at how much they're increasing more and more. It's just performing like crazy, and it's the absolute same down here in the revenue. Just look at 2021, $106 million earned. And just look at this, $1.36 billion estimate. It is absolutely crazy. It is 13 times as much money. Well, I just like this company quite a lot, and it does surprise me that more analysts isn't rating this as gonna end up higher in the year. I don't think it's gonna end anywhere below $130 this year. It wouldn't surprise me if it hit 180, to be honest. That was my analysis on Credo Technology Group Limited. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, remember, as I said, this isn't financial advice. This is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. But if you want to see more videos like this, please leave the company to analyze in the comment section below.